I'm Marlene and this is a summary of Fontaine Archon Quest Act 2. After the farewell dinner with Navia, the traveler and Paimon make their way to see Farina. However, while walking past the Fountain of Lucine, the traveler hears the name Vacher again. This time, the traveler is actually able to see where the voice comes from. It is an Oceanid who tells you they don't remember who they are, but they remember Vacher's face, as they were dissolved by the primordial seawater. When the traveler awakes from the vision with the Oceanid, they are Gardamex attacking them.
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Chlorand?
Navia and Chlorand are also there and they help fight these Gardamex off. After defeating the Gardamex, the traveler finds out that Navia's father has asked Chlorand to protect Navia, and Navia followed the traveler because she had a suspicion they were in danger. Chlorand also says that these Gardamex didn't have a serial number, so they likely belong to a private person with a lot of money. The traveler then partners up with Navia again to crack down the culprit of the serial disappearance case. They also tell Navia about the vision with the Oceanid. Later, Navia opens up about her past and tells the traveler about what happened to her father. 3 years ago, he had been convicted of murdering his own friend, but Navia believes he was set up as he was investigating the serial disappearance case when all of this happened. The confusing thing was that he opted for a duel instead of a trial. During this duel, he was killed by the duelist Chlorand. The next day, Navia reveals that she had investigated Vacher overnight, but she could not find any information about this person. All evidence about this person existing had been wiped. But Navia says there's one last place they can search for Vacher, and that is Neuvillette's archive. However, even there they cannot find any documentation about Vacher. But the traveler finds out that on the day of Navia's father's death, Navia begged Neuvillette to stop the duel because they both agreed the case was fishy. Neuvillette did not stop the duel though, and Navia's father died. Then the traveler, Paimon and Navia leave. Outside it has started to rain and Navia is reminded of something. On the day Navia's father murdered his friend, it was also raining. The rain could have covered up someone who was dissolved by primordial seawater, as there had been a pile of clothes at the crime scene. It is therefore very likely that a third person was present at the scene. Everyone then makes their way to the headquarters of Spina de Rusula in Poisson. There you learn that Navia's father was fighting the synth business that was plaguing Poisson. Synth is extremely diluted primordial seawater and a dangerous drug that has destroyed many people's lives. Navia's father therefore befriended dealers to get information about the mastermind behind the synth business. On the day of a banquet, he was supposed to meet one of these dealers, Jacques, but instead of exchanging information, he shot Jacques. Interestingly, 2 shots were fired, but only Jacques was found dead. However, with the new information, it is possible that the second shot was fired at the person that was dissolved with primordial seawater. Melus, Navia's bodyguard, also reveals that Navia was supposed to be the next victim of the serial disappearances case. Navia's father was also ill and had only 5 years left to live. Therefore, he told members of the Spina de Rusula organization pieces of information about the synth business and serial disappearances case, so that if anything happened to Navia, it would all be revealed. This is also why he opted for a duel instead of a trial, to protect Navia, and he didn't tell Navia so that she could live her life in peace if she chooses to. Melus then reveals the piece of information Navia's father had given to him. Melus knows the location of the synth production base. He also reveals that there's a spy in the Spina de Rusula organization and he has narrowed it down to 3 suspects. After talking to the 3 suspects that could be spies, you narrow it down to Marcel. He has the financial means and knowledge to order a private Gardamex army. Then you are informed that Child is in court, accused of being the mastermind behind the serial disappearances case. The traveler and Navia then decide to split up. While Navia is in court keeping Marcel busy, the Traveler will investigate the synth production base. After the Traveler finds enough evidence in the synth production base, the trial comes to the following conclusion.
The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method.
Marcel, or Vacher, is declared guilty. But according to court protocol, the trial against Child still needs a verdict. Weirdly, the Oratrice for the first time disagrees with Neuvillette and declares Child guilty. No, you're not gonna fight Child. Oh, you're so
this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Farina and Neuvillette have no idea what happened. Furthermore, Neuvillette will try to get Child out of prison and investigate the case further. Days later, the Traveler, Paimon, and Navia go to Navia's father's grave. Here they see Neuvillette. He apologizes to Navia and explains he didn't stop the duel because he believed humans value their life, and you would only opt for a duel if you're guilty. The Traveler then talks to Neuvillette. Neuvillette also believes that the Oratrice, the machine that helps him with verdicts, developed some kind of self-consciousness and self-awareness, so the voice that Linny heard when he was in the room with the Oratrice's core might have actually been the Oratrice itself. He also reveals that the prophecy of the sea levels rising and the people of Fontaine being born with sin was actually a prophecy passed down by the former Hydro Archon to Farina. Furthermore, Neuvillette explains where primordial seawater comes from. It comes from an ancient primordial sea that used to cover the earth but is now almost completely gone. Which makes it very confusing that now instead of nurturing life, it destroys life by dissolving it. And that was a summary of Act 2 of the Fontaine Archon quest. I hope you enjoyed the video and are looking forward to Act 3. And yeah, bye!